Okay, just doing a wee video here. Um, After I seen Rami's video on the forum recently, um, I thought I'd do a bit of a video on the car before I do any work. At the present minute, this is the way it sits in the shed. I'm doing a bit of a red out recently, and this is the way it sits. So maybe just talk about the car for a minute. Basically, it's a 2000 Rover 25 diesel, started as. I bought it in 2005, 2006. Completely standard, was an IS model with the extras on it: sunroof, aircon, electric windows. Wasn't quite happy with the way it went, so started doing a lot of work on it. Car has gone through a few phases with different turbos, injectors, mapping, and yeah, I got to the stage where I got to a good power level, but wasn't reliable, and the engine did go. I had a few problems with injector clamps and brake injector holes, etc. like that. But yeah, basically that's what happened. So this is the way the car sits at the minute. As you see, it's a bit of a mess. It's been here a long time. The whole dash everything is out of it. I was doing a lot of wiring, rewiring, things that I wanted to get fixed. I wanted to put custom dash and stuff into it. This is the bucket seat I hopefully get into it. This is the X-Power one that I got from an auction. The plan is to do something like I have with the T16, fully stripped out setup inside with a couple of bucket seats, steering wheel. I'm going to hopefully go for the custom dash, a few switches down the inside tunnel, just things like that, just to make the thing quite tidy. As you see, there's this sunroof and stuff. The car has a few body parts done. It's a full Mark II rear end with an RGM splitter, I think. It's still got the wingy exhaust system on it. We have the Rally front bumper, the S16 Rally front bumper with grille smoothed, a few other bits. It isn't bad nick, to be honest with you. It's quite in bad nick at the minute. Needs a lot of work. I'm not too sure I'm going to run it or not, but that's the plan. Running, they're not the usual 17s. They are, I can't remember exactly what they are, but they're different alloys anyway. They're not the 17 multi-spokes. They're slightly different. The car's obviously a 5-door. Everything's smoothed in. As you see, a lot of people have been messed about with the windows. Just a shout out to the people I have on here. I've got the new sticker from Chaz to put on. I'll put it on maybe later on in the week. So yeah, here's the engine here. I've got it on the stand, ready to go. I'm pretty much ready to go back in the car. I've already test fitted it for turbo clearances and stuff, and everything looks good. It's basically starting off engine. It's got the spacer plate on it, which I'm not too sure whether it's going to work or not. We're just going to have to wait and see. I'm a bit worried about lowering the compression a bit too much, but it's all good for testing. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll run okay. I've got as you see in here, I've got the thermal gasket for the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold. Hopefully that's going to help as well. I had to rearrange the studs for the exhaust because of a few issues with threads, etc. But I thought it was a better idea going to a threaded bolt to hold the exhaust manifold. This is the current custom manifold I got help with. It means I can fit the 2256 VNT straight on. Clearances are pretty good this way, and exhaust wise I made up an adapter myself to fit on the standard downpipe. This is 3-inch, so shouldn't have any bother that way. One thing I would say about the thermal gasket is the problem is you get with your thread lengths, you start to run out of threads quite quickly, but hopefully it's okay. This is Remy's manifold he did for me with the boost adapter. I would suggest this to anybody. This is a good option to go with. This will give you boost readings at the manifold rather than boost readings at the turbo with a standard setup. It means you can monitor boost at the turbo and at the manifold, and you can see if there's any leaks, or for intercooler testing. It's definitely a good idea. I don't know why people don't do it more, but that's the way it looks, and it's not that hard a job to do. Car at the minute there's standard injectors in. They're just standard 210 bar injectors. I plan to use these to run the engine in, and maybe just use it for initial setup for the VNT, just to see if things are going to actually work with the compression change. Standard pump. I have used this in the past for monitoring voltage, but yeah, standard pump. Nothing really done. It's a reworked head on the car. I did a wee bit of work on the head when it changed over. Obviously the ARP head studs, and a few other wee bits I've done that I think will help. I will probably change the fuel pump to a solid, not adjustable at some stage, but at the minute I think the automatic adjuster is maybe an easier job for setting up for tension wise on the pump belt, but obviously it might be a bit more fragile. I have a slightly skimmed flywheel, nothing too major weight wise, but there's a sitting there actually. Slightly skimmed down, more for surface area to make sure the surface is good. Gearbox is here, ready to go in. This is a fully built Type B LSD box with some strengthened parts in the selector fork and stuff, just a bit more strength in it just to make sure everything holds together. I have a new thrust bearing and stuff to go into it, but it's all good that way. A few bits and pieces here. Here's the old manifold that I was going to use with the adapter plate. Again, if anybody wants to buy it, let me know. It's for sale. All ready to go, bolts and all. A few oil drains and stuff, and there's another oil drain there I've made up. Hopefully get something to work. Couple of adjusters and the sandwich plate. I'm hoping to run oil temp, oil pressure, just to keep an eye on things that way. Or not, basically a standard engine. Nothing too remarkable about it. I will be working on a friend's engine probably in the next couple of months. He's running the same turbo, but he has gone for oversized pistons with basically a 2.1 litre setup, with a standard head, standard intake. He actually helped me with the manifolds, the custom manifold. He's run these at the same setup, so we're going to see how that goes. That'll be an interesting project. I don't know how the 2.1 is going to make any difference. It's a 0.5 overbore piston, and again he modified the piston bowls slightly. I'm not too sure what the piston came out of. I think it's maybe a TD5, but like I said, it's 0.5 overbore. So that's basically the engine. The engine's ready to go. We'll be running the Kevlar clutch. It's still there in the box somewhere. But back to the car. So as you see, I've removed the slant panel. This is basically for fitting the engine. It makes it a lot handier fitting the engine. I made up like a jacking stand to make it a lot easier to lift the engine in and out. So I'm guessing that I'll probably have to come in and out a few times to get things right. Make things a lot easier. This here is a top bracket for the. This here is for the intercooler. This is the larger intercooler. That's nothing to do with anything else. We've got the Freelander master cylinder, which is the larger master cylinder, repiped into a non-ABS balance valve. The ABS has obviously been removed, and the aircon's been removed as well, as you can see from here. I fitted the small lift pump. This is the eBay one. Very small pressure, maybe 3-5 psi, nothing much, but should have good flow. I'm hoping this is going to help things with the fuel top end. Hopefully give us a bit less strain on the pump, especially hopefully not frying time and solenoids and stuff like that. I have done battery to boot, so cable goes to the boot, cable comes in here, so I'll be mounted in the rear of the car, probably in the spare wheel well. That's the plan. I'm hopefully going to do the same thing with the T16. Very basic stuff. All the front ends polybushed. I've obviously got the larger Brembo brakes. These I did with on the guy in the forum before. Very impressive brake setup. These are a 330mm disc, rotor disc. Very lightweight with large Brembo calipers. Yeah, just 17's just about fit over them. Just with a slight, well, very close. Hopefully everything's going to be okay clearance wise. But yeah, it's good. I've got slightly modified brake lines with braided hoses. These are KW version 2s with height adjustment and damper adjustment with the camber plates as well. So I'm hoping I should be able to set them up okay. Still haven't done anything really with the rear end. Rear end are still drums. I did look into discs. I do have discs there for it, but personally I like the drum setup. Drums are, to me, a more effective system, and from my experience, as soon as you fit rear discs, you start to run into balance problems. Something I've experienced in the T16. It's sometimes can be quite a difficult thing to get right. The brake balance, you find the back end wants to lock up. The T16 runs just a standard ZR160 fronts and the ZR60 rear axle, but to me the balance isn't right, and you can get caught out very easy if you're pushing on in wet conditions. But yeah, the car's been here now 2.5 years in this position. It's been off the road totally, probably near 5. Yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare trying to get work on it, and personal issues and stuff like that. But yeah, we will push on this year. This is my plan. This year we will go for pole next year in April time, if it is on. We will go over as a group, and I'm hoping to put up some big figures in the dyno. This is what the car's for, and this is what I want to do. I want to make big figures on the dyno and show what the engine can do, and when set up right with the right turbo. I think I will get there. It's just going to be time and effort as usual. But hope you enjoyed this. Any comments, please let me know, and any feedback, and if you want any questions, just let me know, and we'll maybe do another one. Bye for now.